I think if you take a 10-year view of how fintech funding in ASEAN has taken shape, you will see that there is correlation in our research, in our report. There was a correlation with Fed fund rate and the cost of funding to the amount of fintech funding that is raised. So I give you an example. In the year of 2021, there was a huge spike up to $6 billion worth of fintech funding in ASEAN. And you can see that that was because of the record low Fed fund rate. Now, fast forward to 2024, right? We have a fairly high Fed fund rate, but recently in September, there was an interest rate cut. Now, moving forward into next year, there is an expectation that there will be Fed fund rate cut. That could provide a boost to the overall fintech funding if we look at the correlation of money being slightly cheaper and then looking for growth opportunities in which ASEAN fintech is still a good sector. You know, in ASEAN, if you go back and look back in 2015, which is how we did the 10-year view, 2015 to 2024, back in 2015, fintech funding in ASEAN is only US $214 million, right? Fast forward to today, we're going to hit about a $2 billion fintech funding, 10 times, a big jump. In this period of time, when fintech first landed in ASEAN, one of the biggest problems to solve was financial inclusion. And what does that mean? Payments was one of the biggest sector that benefited because everybody needs to pay to buy online, e-commerce, at the shops. So this became one of the big categories that benefited from fintech funding in the last 10 years. Together with banks like ourselves, UOB, everyone participated in this digital economy, helping just payments. But when you pay, you can pay now or pay later, which is then a lending source. So from payments, the other category of fintech funding that benefited was really in the lending sector. And that helps consumers who wants to have the lifestyle and can afford it, but perhaps wants to enjoy it first, to be able to buy something and pay some now and pay some later. So this part around payments and lending were the two largest sectors. And this is the B2C sector that benefited a lot from fintech in the last 10 years. However, in the last 2 to 3 years, particularly post-COVID, you can see that the B2B sectors, you know, arising from adoption of blockchain, arising from adoption of AI, and arising from the more recent digital wealth, is starting to become a lot more popular, including non-banking sectors like insurtech. That's also benefited from fintech funding in the last 10 years. Okay, the two are definitely technologies that are very disruptive and especially create opportunities for adding value in not just in finance, right? It is going to add value across many different, from healthcare, from agri, from medtech, from cyber, you know, all the way, of course, for finance as well. And in near term, Gen AI has created this big euphoria for AI again. So you see the amount of investments that has gone into AI and Gen AI spurt. The easy example is NVIDIA. Think of it, you know, within a short space of it, and OpenAI, they have all done a hockey stick and created a huge amount of value for their shareholders. But more importantly, Gen AI has application for banks like ourselves, right? UOB ourselves have used Gen AI and we have done Microsoft Copilot, helping our staff in getting both productivity users, helping our contact center agents look at how they can script and be augmented with Gen AI in providing better answers. So in the areas of providing better customer experience, in the area of helping, you know, all our banking staff be augmented with Gen AI tools and then become more productive, these are all the near-term applications. And I think Gen AI has the power to transcend in the area of finance, even into providing better marketing, better customer experience use cases, beyond what I've just said to you, right? In the quantum computing area, then it is really around cryptography, There's a lot that we can learn and unlock with quantum, but it is a technology that is not as easy to adopt. And then when it does come, will provide, big breakthroughs in how we can leapfrog today in being able to look at big data sets and crack it in an even faster time. For example, in looking at portfolio, in looking at risk, in looking at digital wealth, all these we can now crack in a matter of seconds if quantum comes into play. So huge opportunities.